Right now at noon, a woman and a man are hurt after a shooting at an apartment complex in downtown Indianapolis. We have a team at the scene learning the latest from investigators right now. And we've got Rob today.
Yeah, we're talking about the chance for storms, especially to our south, where we could see the possibility of severe weather.
Also, a 15-year-old is dead, an 18-year-old facing a murder charge in a gun sale gone wrong. We're speaking with the young boy's grandfather, who says it's so unfortunate because he was just turning his life around. Thanks for joining us at 13 News at noon on this Friday. I'm Anne Marie Tiernan. It is a weather impact day, so we've got Rob Ellis here tracking some of the storms that we see on radar. We've had Friday circled all week.
Yeah.
Now it's here. Is it less than, the same, or more than what you were thinking?
It's improved a little bit as far as our storm chances. We still think there's going to be a chance for storms. It has pushed maybe a little farther to the south. We make these tweaks as time goes in. We get more data, but we still have a chance. So let me show you what we're tracking right now. It is mainly going to be the southern, maybe third of the state, as opposed to the southern half of the state. But the timing would be this afternoon and evening. Now, we have scattered showers and storms that I'm going to show you on radar here in just a moment, but those storms could be embedded with some of the showers with a tornado threat. However, it is slightly farther to the south. There is a southern trend here that has pushed this just a bit to the south, which is an improvement. It means it pushes it a little farther out of our area. Meanwhile, we are still watching radar. There's no lightning that's showing up at the moment, but we're going to keep our eye on several of these areas of the heavier batches of rain, especially farther to the south, again from Bloomington to Columbus. And these areas later in the day, if they can rebound and if they get any amount of sunshine, we may see the atmosphere become a little bit unstable. And then the lower levels have enough spin to them that we'll have to keep an eye on any of these showers and storms. Again, as far as temperatures are concerned, well, they're going to be held down because of that rain that's moved in. So 60s and 70s. It's not so much just how warm we get today. It's that lower level spin that's going to be in the southern part of the state, and that's where our storm threat is the highest. It's a level 2 on a scale of 1 to 5, but you have to go really into Lawrence County before you see that. However, still consider that if you're in Bloomington, Columbus, or even as far north as the southern suburbs, I still think you're going to have that possibility. So the next few hours, scattered showers, and then once we get into the afternoon and evening, that's when we could see that better chance for thunderstorms. And again, we'll be watching throughout this evening for that possibility of severe storms. I'll be back in a bit with a look at the weekend forecast. We do have more storms there, but there's a pattern shift on the way. I'll show you when it arrives.
All right, Rob, thanks so much. Keep an eye on it and we'll check back. In the meantime, we have an update that we learned here just in the last 2 hours. Caitlin Clark not playing in the Fever's next game. It's tomorrow at home hosting the Sparks from LA. Head coach Stephanie White says it's not clear how long Clark is going to be out, so she's going to use this time off to get some treatment for her back. Wednesday, you might recall, Clark didn't return to the game in that game against the Mercury from Phoenix because of a back injury, and that's something that she also dealt with last season. So this all comes 9 games before the WNBA All-Star Game. That's coming up July 25th, and she didn't play in that last year because of injuries. Also, a Phoenix Mercury player is facing punishment for a play during that game Wednesday against the Fever. Her name is Alyssa Thomas. She will be missing the team's game Saturday for her contact with Caitlin Clark. Thomas given a flagrant foul 2 after this play, after the league reviewed the footage after the game. There was no penalty during the game, but the Fever president Kelly Crosscroft afterwards says that player safety should be paramount in the W. They appreciate the action that was taken retroactively by the WNBA. Today, 13 Sports got to talk with head coach Stephanie White about that suspension and also the league's officiating overall. So we're going to hear more from Stephanie White as our news coverage continues today with our coverage starting at 4 o'clock. Other news now, a death investigation now is underway in Wayne County after a woman was found dead inside a truck at a rest stop. Deputies say they were dispatched to the Petro Travel Center that's on US 40, that's in Paris, Ohio, and there they found a truck driver suspected of being in a crash. When they got to that rest stop, the man told deputies that a woman who had been killed was in his truck. Now we know the identity of that woman. She's been identified as 36-year-old Shanae Robinson. She is from Indianapolis. So that man was arrested and now is facing a preliminary charge of murder. In the courtroom this Friday afternoon, a continuance now requested in the bond review for Kevin Singh. He is that 48-year-old man who was charged with stalking Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham. Singh in court this morning for what was supposed to be that bond review hearing that he asked the judge for to expedite and have today. The judge granted that, but now his newly appointed attorney says she needs more time for this bond review. So the continuance is requested for July 10th. The judge agreeing to it and is also holding the state's request to increase the bond under advisement for now. Right now, a woman is in critical condition and a man is hurt. They were shot near an apartment complex in downtown Indianapolis. Marina Silva is at the scene and she has the latest on IMPD's investigation this Friday.
Well, very active morning here on Fort Wayne Avenue. Metro Police found a woman shot. We're told she's in critical condition at a hospital, and it happened in between these two buildings. This is video from when we first arrived a little after 6:15 this morning. Metro Police found her in between the two buildings, Lugar Towers and Renaissance Place. Now, we are told that she was taken to the hospital in critical condition, and they do have one person detained. Now, while we were here, Metro Police found a second person shot inside Lugar Tower. We are told that it is a male. He was taken to the hospital awake and breathing. We've reached out to IMPD for more information, but we do know that these two incidents are connected. Again, reaching out to IMPD for more information. Reporting downtown Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
Thank you, Marina. We're also learning that a lawsuit surrounding resident safety concerns at Lugar's Towers has been dismissed. According to the court documents in the case, a confidential settlement was reached between the plaintiff and the Indiana Housing Authority and the officials at Lugar Tower. Right now, unfortunately, a 54-year-old man is still missing on the northwest side. This after 4 kayakers fell into a retention pond. It happened before 10 o'clock last night in a pond near Sheehan Place. That's near West 46th Street and North High School Road. Indiana DNR says the man and 3 family members were out in a boat when they tipped over. Pike Township Fire Department tells us that crews rescued 3 family members, but they couldn't find the man. 2 of the family members now released from the hospital, 1 still there. A Pike fire captain says he didn't think that anyone that was on that boat was wearing a life jacket. An 18-year-old now is facing murder charges after a 15-year-old boy was killed in a gun deal gone wrong. Ashton Hackman shows us how detectives were able to track down the suspect, and also a call for justice that is now coming strongly from the victim's family.
After his death in March, the family of 15-year-old Trayvon Riggins told us he was a kid turning his life around. Police say one decision to meet for a gun deal cut that future short. It all began with messages on Instagram. Court documents say Riggins agreed to meet 18-year-old Dwight Knox at this playground to buy a handgun.
You can set things in motion that has good consequences, bad consequences, and deadly consequences. He had no idea that morning when he got up that he had set some things in motion.
Police say when the two met, the deal turned into a fight, one that escalated to gunfire.
This was an altercation that could have been ended with words that rose to the level of somebody pulling the trigger.
Police say Knox fired the gun. Court docs allege detectives tied him to the case using a rideshare receipt, witness statements, and DNA. He's now charged with murder, felony murder, and robbery.
And we hope that this is a meaningful step forward in helping bring closure. This did not have to happen. We're frustrated and we share in the family's grief.
Losing a child is unbelievable, but a grandson, 15 years old, how do you even make that make sense? There's no way to make it make sense.
His grandfather says Trayvon had changed, working toward a better future, one he never got the chance to live.
We really had high hopes because he had made the turn. And then this happens, you know? It's like, it's almost like somebody reaches into your chest and snatches your heart out.
Now his family says healing won't come through revenge.
I don't want blood for blood. I'm willing to walk slow and allow the system to do its job.
A family's weight now turns to the courtroom. For now, Knox will be held here at the Marion County Jail without bond. He's scheduled to make his first court appearance on Monday morning. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
Coming up, look at the disarray in Venezuela today. This after a major earthquake there. We'll take you through some of the areas that were hardest hit as rescue efforts now continue.